Assalamu alaikum, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. You all are welcome back. If you look at the board, you see that all of these words here are past tense verbs. That is, we have qatala, qatalat, qatalta, qatalti, qataltu, qatala, qatalata, qataltuma, qatalna, qatalu, qatalna, qataltum, qataltunna, qatalna. All these are past tense verbs. And we said in the previous episode when we discussed al-mu'rab wal-mabni. Those of us who have not watched that video, we can click on the link above to watch that video. And al-mu'rab, we said it means declinable words whose ending will change from fatha to kisra to dhamma, sometimes to sukun. And al-mabni means words which are always fixed. They have fixed ending, either they end in sukun or kisra or dhamma, but they are always fixed. So our topic of today is to discuss further al-mabni, which is words which are fixed. Their endings are fixed. And we mentioned previously that the past tense verbs, they are always fixed. The command tenses are always fixed, and the particles, the prepositions, are usually always fixed. Now today we want to look at how are the past tense verb fixed. If you look at the word qatala, you see that it remains qatala always. It will not change because qatala means he killed. So wherever this word is appearing in a sentence, it will always be qatala. And all other words which follow this pattern, like dhahaba. Dhahaba is always dhahaba, no matter its position in a sentence. The same thing goes for qatalat. It goes for qatalta, qatalti. All past tense verbs will always be fixed. Now, how are these past tense verbs fixed? They are fixed on three cases. The first case is that past tense verbs are fixed upon fatha, like the word qatala. You can see it ends with fatha. Past tense verbs are also fixed upon dhamma, like qatalu, when it have the wa ul jama'a, the wa at the end. So when you say qatalu, it means they killed. So when the past tense verb is coming in the pluralized form, it will be qatalu. So here we say it is fixed upon dhamma because dhamma ends the word. Now when you come to how it is being fixed upon sukun, you see the words qatalta, qatalti, qataltu, qatalna. Past tense verbs here are fixed upon sukun because what is attached to the format to the primary word is the domairul fa'il, that is the subject pronouns. So when you hear qatalta, so qatala is there, but now it is now qatal because we need to adjoin. We need to join the ta there, qatalta, and that ta is what signifies the subject, the performer of the action. So when I say qatalta, we say qatal fi'l madi, that is a past tense verb mabniyun ala sukun, which is built upon sukun. It is fixed upon sukun. Then the ta which is added to it, we call it ta'ul fa'il or damirul fa'il. So here we have qatalta. The same goes for qatalna, the same for qataltuma, qatalti, and the rest. So today, this is what we shall be discussing further in our book, An-Nahwul Wadih lil Marhalat al-Ibtidaiyya. For those of us who have not have their hands on this book, you can go further to any bookstore, especially bookstores who sell in which Islamic Arabic books are being sold. You can go there to purchase yours, or you can click on the description box to download the PDF file of this book. Now can we begin? Yes. So the topic of today is أحوال بناء الفعل الماضي, the conditions in which the past tense verb are being fixed upon. Is it fatha? Is it kisra? Is it dhamma? We have said this earlier that past tense verbs are fixed upon three cases: fatha, dhamma, and what? Sukun. Now let's go in. We have al-amthila, which means examples. The first example we have here is ishtadda al-bardu. The cold is severe, or the cold becomes severe. So the word ishtadda is a past tense verb. Here it is built upon fatha. The next word we have thara al-gubaru. The dust is whirling. The dust whirled. The dust move upward. The dust is scattered. So number three we have nazala al-mataru. The rain fell. So nazala is also a past tense verb built upon fatha. Number four we have al-awladu. la'ibu, the boys played. So the word la'ibu is also a past tense verb, and here it is built upon dhamma, unlike the first three sentences. Number 5, we have Ar-rijalu safaru, the men traveled. So safaru, you can see on dhamma. Al-ummalu ta'ibu, the workers got tired. So ta'ibu is also a past tense verb for plural third person males. So ta'ibu. Number 8, we have talaqaftu al-qurrata, meaning I grabbed the ball. So talaqaftu, this is a past tense verb, and it is built upon sukun, because I told you earlier that talaqaf is the primary word and the to there is the subject pronoun which is attached to it. So talaqaftu is built upon sukun. Talaqaftu al-qurrata, I grabbed the ball. Number 9, we have akhadtu jaizatan, I took a gift. I took a gift, or I collected a gift. So akhadtu is also built upon sukun, because the word akhadha is now akhadh with sukun. Number 10, we have sadaqata fi qawlik, you said the truth in your speech. So sadaqata, sadaq, it is on sukun also. Number 11, we have adalta fi hukmik, you act justly, or you act justly in your judgments. So adalta is built upon sukun. Number 12, we have ahsanta ila nasi, you did good to people. So ahsan also built on sukun. Number 13, we have al-banatu ta'allamna al-hiyaka, the women or the girls, the ladies, the girls learned knitting, they learned weaving. So al-banatu ta'allamna, this is also a past tense verb built upon sukun. Number 14, we have al-ummahatu at'amna awladahunna, the women fed their children. Number 15, we have al-fatayatu rattabna al-ma'ida, the girls or the young girls arranged the dining table. Number 16, we have kharajna ila al-hukuli, we went out to the fields. Number 17, we have istanshaqna al-hawa an-nakiya, we breathed a very clear air. Number 18, we have qatafna al-azhara, we gathered the plants. So all of these sentences, they all have past tense verbs which are built upon sukun. Now let's move on to al-bahthu, research, so we can explain this in a deep way. So now we have إذا نظرنا في الأمثلة المتقدمة, if we look at the previous examples, meaning example number 1 to 18, رأينا أن كل مثال فيها, we will find out that each of the examples يشتمل على فعل ماضي, each of the examples is composed of a past tense verb. وقد عرفنا في درس سابق, and we know from the previous lesson أن الأفعال الماضية كلها مبنية, that all past tense verbs are fixed words. All past tense verbs, they are fixed, their endings are fixed. فالأفعال التي في هذه الأمثلة إذن تكون مبنية. Therefore, all of the verbs which are found in these examples, they are all non-declinable verbs, non-declinable words, because their endings will never change. ونريد أن نعرف في هذا الدرس أحوال بنائها. And here we want to learn, we want to know in this lesson the condition and the pattern on which these past tense verbs are fixed upon. Is it fatha, is it kisra, is it dhamma, is it sukun, as we said earlier. لأجل ذلك, as such, نتأمل الأمثلة الثلاثة الأولى. We want to ponder over the first three examples. Example number 1 to 3, let's ponder over it. فنرى الأفعال الماضية فيها وهي, and here we'll find out that the three past tense verbs in it are the word ishtadda, the word thara, wa nazala, and the word nazala. These are the three past tense verbs in the first three examples. لم يتصل بآخرها شيء. You will find out that these past tense verbs, nothing is attached to their end. They are coming in their primary form. We say the word ishtadda, it is primarily like that. There is no addition. The word thara, the same thing. The word nazala is also in this primary situation. وَنَرَى أَنَّ آخِرَهَا مَفْتُوحٌ. And we'll also see that the end of these three words are on fatha. They all end with fatha. وَلَوْ تَتَبَّعْنَا الْفِعْلَ الْمَاضِيَ الَّذِي لَمْ يَتَّصِلْ بِآخِرِهِ شَيْءٌ فِي أَيِّ تَرْكِيبٍ رَأَيْنَا آخِرَهُ مَفْتُوحًا. And if we were to follow and go deep in our research of all the past tense verbs which are in their original form without any form of addition, we'll find out that all of these past tense, they are always ending with fatha, like the word qatala, the word arham, the word asbaha, the word mata. They will all end with fatha because there is no addition of any other letter to them. وَبِذَلِكَ نَسْتَطِيعُ أَن نَقُولُ. And with this knowledge we have, we can say إن الماضي يبنى على الفتح في هذه الحال, that the past tense verb is said to be built upon fatha in this condition. So whenever a past tense verb is in its original case without any addition of a letter, we know that this past tense verb should be built upon fatha. MashaAllah. وإذا تأملنا الأمثلة الثلاثة الثانية, and if we were to ponder over the second three examples, رأينا أن الأفعال, here we will find out that the past tense verb which are there are the word لعب, سافر, and تعب. These are the words that are present there. قد اتصل آخر كل منها بواو. Only that these three words we have mentioned in this second three example number 4 to number 6, they have been an addition of wa to them. So we see example number 4, la'ibu. La'iba is the original word, but here wa has been added to it to make it la'ibu. The same thing with safaro, wa added to it to make it safaru. The same thing with ta'iba to make it ta'ibu. تدل أن الفعل صدر من جماعة الذكور. And this wa is an indication that this action comes out, or this action is being done by a group of males, not just a singular male, a group of male. Because when we say la'iba, it means he played, but when we say la'ibu with addition of wa, it means they males played. وَرَأَيْنَا ذَلِكَ الْآخِرَ مَدْمُومًا. And we see that the end of this word is dumma, it ends with dumma. ولو أننا تتبعنا كل فعل ماض اتصلت به واو الجماعة. And if we were to ponder and follow and study all of the past tense verbs which have been have gained an addition of wa, we'll find out that what لوجدنا آخره مدموما. We always find out that the end of this past tense they all end with wa. لعبوا, قتلوا, they will end, the lam will now end with wa. ومن ذلك, and from that, نعلم أن الماضي يبنى على الضم إذا جاء على هذه الصورة. From this we will now learn that the past tense verb is fixed upon the dhamma whenever it comes in this shape. Whenever a past tense verb ends with wa, that past tense verb is said grammatically in grammatical analysis to be built upon dhamma. I hope you understand. Let's move further. وحين ننظر إلى الأفعال الماضية في بقية الأمثلة. And by the time we look at the past tense verb present in the remaining examples, from example number 7 to example number 18, what do we find out? ونرى أنها اتصلت مرة. We'll find out that sometimes some of these past tense verbs present in these examples, sometimes there is an addition of ta. Ta is being attached to it. And this ta is a ta that has a case. Either the ta has fatha, or it has kisra, or it has what? Dumma. وَمَرَّةً binun. And sometimes we'll find out that these past tense verbs, sometimes there's an addition of nun. تَدُلُّ عَلَى جَمَاعَةِ الْإِنَاثِ. And this nun will be an indication that this past tense verb is talking about a group of females. وَتُسَمَّ نُونُ النِّسْوَةِ. And this type of nun is called نُونُ النِّسْوَةِ, the nun of women. وَأُخْرَى بِكَلِمَةٍ. And some other times we'll find out that this past tense verb, there is an addition of the word of the letter na, of the word na. adalla ala al-fa'il, and this na is an indication of the subject, of the doer of an action. وَنَرَى آخِرَ كُلِّ فِعْلٍ مِنْهَا سَاكِنًا, and all of these, the past tense verbs which there is an addition of ta with fatha, ta with kesra, and ta with dhamma, the past tense verb which has an addition of nun niswa, the nun which is a sign of feminism, and the past tense verb which has a na, which is an indication of the performer of the action. All of these past tense verbs, we see that they will now be built upon sukun. Like what we say, fatahna. So fatah, when we say fatahtu, fatah, when we say fatahti, fatah, when we say fatahta, fatah, so they will all be built upon fatha. When we say fatahna, which means all the women opened, so it will be built upon sukun. ولو أننا تتبعنا جميع الأفعال الماضية التي اتصلت آخرها بالتاء المتحركة أو النون النسوة أو ناء الدالة للفاعل لوجدنا آخرها ساكنا. We have said this earlier, that if we should check all of the past tense verbs which have an addition of a ta, which has a diacritical sign, fatha, kesra, or dhamma, or a nun, which is a nun of feminism, or a na of subject, of performer of an action, we find that all the past tense verbs you are going to find, they will all be based upon sukun. وَمِنْ ذَلِكَ, and from that, نَعْلَمُ أَنَّ الْمَاضِي يُبْنَى عَلَى السُّكُونِ فِي هَذِهِ الْحَالَاتِ. From this, we learn that the past tense verb, whenever they appear in this shape or in this picture, in this format, they are built upon sukun. So grammatically, you simply say for fatahtu, you say fatah fi'lu madi mabniyun ala sukun. Then the ta there is the ta'ul fa'il, the simple analysis. Now let's move on to al-qaida, the simple rule to help you simplify this knowledge. The rule says al-fi'lu al-madi, the past tense verb, yubna ala al-fathi illa idha tasalat bihi waw al-jama'a. The past tense verb is always built upon fatha except when there is an attachment of wa ul jama'a, and we already know what wa of plurality, the wa which shows that it is an indication that the performers of action are males. Our nun in niswa, or there is addition of nun of feminism, the nun which shows that it is females who perform the action. Our tasalat bihi ta'ul mutaharrika, or there's an addition of a ta which has the diacritical sign of fatha, kesra, or dhamma. Our nun niswa, or the nun of feminism. Aw na adalla ala al-fa'il, or the na which indicates the performer of the action. Fayubna ala sukun. It is in this case that the past tense verb will now be built upon sukun. MashaAllah. Now moving on to tamrinat. Tamrin al-awwal, the first exercise, the instruction says ayyin fil ibarati al-atiya al-af'al al-madiyah. Indicates in the following passage the past tense verbs al-mabniya al-fath, which are built upon fatha, wal-mabniya al-dhamm, and the others which are built upon dhamma, wal-mabniya al-sukun, and the past tense verb which are built upon sukun. وَبَيِّنِ السَّبَبَ فِي ذَلِكَ, and explain what is the reason of each cases, the reason behind the fixation of a past tense verb upon fatha, the reason behind its fixation upon dhamma, and the reason behind its fixation upon sukun. This is very simple because we have learned the simple rule. Let's go on to the simple passage. We have kharajtu min al-manzil man asran. I went out from home during the time of asr, during the time of evening, or during the time of the forenoon. So the word kharajtu here, kharajtu, I went out, this is built upon sukun. Very simple. فَصَادَفَنِي فِي الطَّرِيقِ ثَلَاثَةَ غِلْمَانٍ, and 3 boys confronted me on the way. While I was on the way, I went out of my home during the time of Asri, and 3 boys confronted me while on the way. So the word sa'dafani, sa'dafa is a past tense verb. Here it is built upon fatha. What is the reason? لِأَنَّهَا لَمْ تَتَّصِلْ بِهِ shay, because there is no addition or no thing that is being fixed to it. Very simple. Araftuhum wa arafuni, I know them and they know me. So araftu is the word there. So araftu is also built upon sukun. Litisalihi bidomiri raf'il mutaharrik. The sabab, the reason is that because of the attachment of a pronoun which has a diacritical sign. Wa arafuni, arafuni, they know me. Arafu, we say here that it is built upon dhamma, mabniyun ala dom, built upon dhamma, litisalihi biwawil jama'a, because of the attachment of wa of plurality. MashaAllah. فَاقْتَرَحْتُ عَلَيْهِمْ أَنْ نَزُورَ حَدِيقَةَ الْحَيَوَانِ, and I suggested to them that we should visit the farm gardens. I suggested to them that we visit the farm gardens, or the animal, or the zoo, the animal garden, or whatever you call it. So اقترحت is the past tense verb. So اقترحت is also built upon sukun لاتصاله بضمير رفع المتحرك, because of the attachment of ضمير رفع المتحرك. فقبلوا الفكرة وفرحوا بها, they accepted the idea and they were pleased with it. So قبلوا is the word here. We say قبلوا فعل ماضي مبني على الضم لاتصاله بواو الجماعة. Then وفرحوا, the same thing. فرحوا ضمير فعل ماضي مبني على الضم, it is also built upon ضمة because of the attachment of واو الجماعة. ثم سرنا جميعا إليها فدخلناها, then we all moved to it, all of us, فدخلناها, and we entered into it. So sirna, we moved, sirna. So here we see that it is also built upon sukun litisalihi bina, because of the attachment of na al-dalla al-fa'il, which indicates the performer of the action. فدخلناها, دخلنا, the same thing. دخلنا فعل ماضي مبني على السكون, it is built upon sukun because of the attachment of na. وشاهدنا ما فيها من أنواع الطير وصنوف الحيوان, and we witnessed what is in this garden of different types of birds and also the categories of animals. So here shahadna is also a past tense verb mabniyun ala sukun, which is built upon sukun litisalihi bina al-dalla al-fa'il, because of the attachment of na, which indicates the performer of the action. وَبَعْدَ سَاعَتَيْنِ قَضَيْنَاهَا هُنَالِكَ, after 2 hours which we spent over there, meaning we can say قَضَيْنَا is also a fi'l ماضي مبني على السكون because of the na which is there. عاد كل منا إلى أهله مملوءا بالنشاط والسرور, all of us returned back to our home with much vitality. We were so active and also with much happiness. So ada is a fi'l madi. Here it is built upon fatha لعدم اتصاله لعدم اتصاله, because of the absence of its attachment to ta al-mutaharrik, to any ta al-mutaharrik, to any ta, or to nunun niswa, or to nun, or to na ad-dalla al-fa'il. MashaAllah. Now let's move on to Tamrin 2. Tamrin Uthani, exercise number 2. The instruction says ضع كل فعل من الأفعال الآتية في جملة مفيدة. Place the following words, the following verbs in a sensible sentence, in a complete sentence. بحيث يكون مرة مبنيا على الفتح, so that sometimes these verbs will be built upon fatha, sometimes they should be built upon fatha, ومرة مبنيا على الضم, and some other times they should be built upon dhamma, ومرة مبنيا على السكون, and some other times they should be built upon sukun. Can we do this? Of course you can do it. Let's go. The first word is sabaha, which means to swim. He swim, or he swim, or he swam. What's the past tense of swim? Swam or swim? Assignment for you, that's the homework. So sabaha, I can simply say sabahal waladu, the boy swim. So I can say now the past tense verb is built upon fatha. For us to build upon dhamma, we say sabahul al-awladu sabahu, the boys swim. Then to build upon sukun, we can say sabahtu, I swim. The next word is the word goriqo. Goriqo, to drown. I can say goriqo rajulu, the man drowned. Then I will say goriqu, I can say al-rijalu goriqu, the men drowned. And I can say goriqota, you drowned. Next word is istafhama. Istafhama means to seek for explanation, for understanding. I can say istafhama talibud mudarrisa, the students seek from understand the clarification from his teacher. So I can say at-tullabu istafhamu. The students seek for clarification. And I can say istafhamti. You female, you seek for clarification. The next word is the word ijtama'a. So ijtama'a, I can say ijtama al-muslimun. The Muslims gathered. And I can say al-muslimuna ijtama'u fil masjid. The Muslims gathered in the mosque. Then the next I can say al-nisa'u ijtama'na. The females, the women gathered. And lastly, we have the word in khada'a, to be deceived. I can say in khada'a al-lissu. That is, the thief was deceived. Then next I can say al-mujrimuna in khada'u. The criminals are deceived.
Hello?
Please. Okay, in khada'a we can still say in khada'ti, you were deceived. Now moving on to Tamrinu Thalith, exercise number 3. The instruction says, number 1, كون ثلاث جمل في كل منها فعل ماض مبني على الفتح. Form 3 sentences. In each of them, there should be a past tense verb which is built upon fatha. So the first sentence I can form, I can say قتل الولد الحية. The boy killed the snake. Next, I can say ذهب الولد إلى المدرسة. And lastly, I can say أكل الولد الطعام. The boy ate the food. Exercise number 2, we have كون ثلاث جمل في كل منها فعل ماضي مبني على الضم. Form 3 sentences. In each of them, there should be a past tense verb which is built upon dhamma. The first sentence I can form, I can say الرجال ذهبوا, the men went. Next I can say الرجال أكلوا, the men ate. And next I can say الرجال قاتلوا, the men fought. Moving on to number 3, we have كون ثلاث جمل في كل منها فعل ماض مبني على السكون. Form 3 sentences. Each of them should have a past tense verb which is built upon sukun. I can say فتحت الباب, I opened the door. I can say قتلت الحية, I killed the snake. I can say أكلت الطعام, I ate the food. Moving on to Tamrin Rabi, exercise number 4. The first one says كون ثلاث جمل في كل منها فعل ماض متصل بواو الجماعة. Form 3 sentences. Each of them should have a past tense verb which have an addition of wa ul jama'a. What is wa ul jama'a? The wa of plurality. Just like what we did before, I can simply say al-awladu raja'u, the boys returned. Al-awladu la'ibu, the boys played. Al-awladu namu, the boys slept. Next, instruction says كون ثلاث جمل في كل منها فعل ماض متصل بتاء متحركة. Form 3 sentences. Each of them should have a past tense verb which have a ta that has fatha, kisra or dum. So what do we say? First sentence I can say رجعت من الفصل, you return from the class. Next, I can say raja'ti min al-fasli, you return from the class, you female. And next, I can say raja'tu min al-fasli, I return from the class. The instruction says كون ثلاث جمل في كل منها فعل ماض متصل بنون النسوة. Form 3 sentences. In each of them should have a past tense verb which have an addition of nunun niswa, the nun of feminism. So the first, I can say an-nisa'u tabakhna, the women cooked. The next I can say an-nisa'u dhahabna, the women went. And next I can say an-nisa'u fa'alna, the women did. Moving to the last one, the instruction says كون ثلاث جمل في كل منها فعل ماض متصل بناء الدل على الفاعل. Form 3 sentences. Each of them should have a past tense verb which is attached to na, the na which indicates the doer of an action, the na which indicates the performer of an action, right? So when plenty first persons did. So an example I can say ذهبنا إلى البيت, we went to the house. Next I can say قتلنا الحية, we killed the snake. And lastly I can say أكلنا الطعام, we ate the food. Moving on to Tamrinun fil i'rab, and the final exercise, that is exercise on grammatical analysis. We have namudhaj samples to follow. The sentences qara'na al-kitaba, we read the book. So how do we analyze this past tense verb here? Qara'na, we say qara'a, the word qara'a, fi'l madin mabniyun alal sukun, a past tense verb which is built upon sukun. Then the word na is fa'ilun mabniyun ala sukun, is the subject of the sentence which is built upon sukun. Then the word al-kitaba is maf'ulun bihi mansub. So the Arab, here we have our own to analyze. The first sentence is shamamtu al-wardata, I smelled the rose. So shamamtu, I say shamama, that is fi'lun madi mabniyun ala sukun, because of the attachment of ta'ul fa'il. So the third is called ta'ul fa'il. Then al-wardata is the maf'ulun bihi mansub, the object of the sentence. And lastly, we have sabahna fin nahri, we swim in the river. So sabaha fi'l madi mabni ala sukun. Then the na is the na al-dalla ala al-fa'il. Then fi is harfu jar, and al-nahri is ismun majrur. With this, we come to the end of this beautiful lesson. Make sure you like, share with your friends, and drop your comments at the comment section. Do solve all of the exercises by yourself. Subscribe to our channel for frequent updates, and subscribe to our members only. Until we meet again, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.